We're here to talk about Yoga Awareness Month. What did my friend say when I invited her to 6 a.m. yoga?
What?
Namaste in bed. Stay tuned for this episode of Moving Down Main. Hello. Welcome everyone to this episode of Movin Down Main. I am Rowe with Weichert Realtors, and I'm here with Suzanne Zimmer, owner of New Moon Hot Yoga in Clarksboro, New Jersey. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, Rachel.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely.
So when I heard it was National Yoga Awareness Month, I wanted to come and highlight my favorite yoga studio that I come to in Clarksboro, and I wanted to talk to Suzanne about all of the wonderful spiritual, physical, mental benefits of doing yoga, right?
Yes, there are a lot.
Yes, so why don't you tell us some of that, Suzanne?
So, a lot of people walk into a yoga studio thinking they want some other form of exercise, but they end up finding how much deeper it is to have a yoga practice. It's a lot more than group exercise here. People come and they realize their stress reduces, they have more energy in the rest of their day, their balance is better, they're stronger, they're more flexible, all of those things. And also there is a spiritual aspect to it, like quieting the mind just lets you have some silence for a while, which is always good for us spiritually. So.
Yes, especially today with all the cell phones and we're always connected. So to come in here for classes range anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, early morning classes, 6 a.m., which is great. So you just come in here and, disconnect, switch from all of that for a little bit.
Yep.
So tell me, Suzanne, how did you get into yoga and what made you want to own a yoga studio?
Well, let's start with the yoga studio part first. Since I was little, for some reason, I always wanted to own my own small business. That was just always my goal. You can even look in my high school yearbook and see that I wrote something about that. I didn't know it was going to be a yoga studio until I found yoga. Now, I found yoga because I was a runner. I ended up really, really injured, torn Achilles tendon, back pain, all kinds of stuff. And I really couldn't run anymore. And I needed some outlet. So some girl just was like, try yoga. And I was like, how can yoga ever replace running? But it did. And then some. I did it throughout my pregnancies. I did it to mostly reduce stress when I had little kids at home. And it's just become a whole lifelong thing. And then one day I just had this opportunity and I jumped on it. And I was like, I'm doing it. Opening my own studio. My kids are pretty self-sufficient in school all day. I can do this. And I did it.
Yes, and it's amazing.
Thank you.
And one of the things I want to point out as well is this is actually hot yoga. So not all yoga studios are hot yoga. So, there really are a lot of benefits to hot yoga, even though people say, oh, I could never do that. Talk a little bit about that because it's usually 90 degrees in here.
Yeah, it's about 90. We don't do the super hot. Some yoga studios go to 100, 110. My goal was to keep it hot, but under our own body temperature so we don't constantly feel overheated and so that we still work hard. Sometimes when you're too hot, you're just kind of not working hard, you're just dripping sweat. So I still wanted people to work hard, but get the benefits of sweating, detoxifying that way, loosening up the muscles and joints. So that was my intention, keeping it at 90 or so.
That's how it really helps me. My joints, I used to have Achilles tendonitis really, really bad. I could barely walk. And over the course of time, when I first started doing yoga, that was healed by yoga. So that was great. So tell us some of the events you have coming up. You do a lot of events here, which is really great. We have quite a community.
We do. It's a nice community. So first of all, the one thing that we did start was a book club. So once a month, we read a book, we meet, we do a little bit of stretching on the mat, and we get this really wonderful book discussion in an hour. It's really built the community even more because we have opposing opinions about the book. It's been fun to banter back and forth. So that's one thing we have every month. We also are doing an event with Organic Soap, which is on Main Street in Mullica Hill.
Yes.
Nancy's a good friend of mine, so we are doing an event there. There's only a couple spots left, but if it's really popular, we'll do it again. We're going to do a 1-hour flow with me on the 26th of this month in the evening, and then you get discounted shopping, some wines, some snacks. So we're going to do that. We also have, we have a unlocking calm workshop coming up to reduce stress. We have a rest and reset workshop coming up too, where there's some restorative yoga, some aromatherapy, some a lot of stuff happening in the studio. Mostly for the fall, we have a lot of kind of relaxing, stress reducing things. We sort of ratchet it up a little bit in the new year with some arm balancing and inversion workshops and stuff like that.
And there's a bingo challenge in October too.
Yeah.
Try to make it a little bit fun around here.
Yeah.
Come to yoga and make it a little competitive.
Yeah,
And get your bingo.
It's been fun. One of our teachers, Rolla, she had a great idea about doing a bingo challenge. I think you guys all came up with it at the 6 a.m. class.
Yeah.
So it was so much fun. We did it in the summer. We're doing it just for the month of October. We're going to keep doing them throughout the year. It just gets people in. It makes it more fun. It challenges you to do something different too.
So check out the calendar of classes at newmanhotyoga.com. Also, you can find the studio on Facebook and Instagram. And also, there's a special, right? So you can, if you just want to try it out.
We do have, for new clients, we do have a $25 special. So you get 8 consecutive days of unlimited yoga. You can come to as many classes as you want for just $25.
Definitely worth it. So you might want to check that out. So in closing, Suzanne, tell me, what's your favorite thing about this community that you've built here? And how many years has it been now?
January will be 9 years.
9 years.
It goes fast. So I would say, I'm amazed every day. These people come in, they welcome new clients in, they show up for each other, they support each other, they cheer each other on when somebody reaches some milestone, they celebrate with each other. Sometimes sad things happen in our clients' lives, and everyone's always here for each other. I've never seen anything like it, honestly. I don't even know how it happened. It's just such a wonderful, supportive, just kind community, and that includes the teachers as well.
I agree with that. A wonderful community indeed. So thank you so much for starting it. And actually, thank you so much for having me again.
Thanks for being a client.
Yes.
I've known Rachel for years.
Yes. So check everything out, and we hope you join us here soon. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.